Good morning, Robins and Rabbits. Miss Garachi here. I hope you've all had a lovely half term and a well-deserved week off your home learning. We were so impressed with everything you did before half term. So hopefully really soon we'll be back together. So try and keep going until then to help you with your learning. Okay. So with our phonics, we had some feedback that, with some of our videos that you couldn't hear us very well. So what we've done is that you could hear us better on when we're just recording over the slide. So we're going to try that out. Please let us know if it's better or what suits you, and we'll see what we can do. But hopefully this will work. Okay. So a little bit like what we were doing before half term. You were doing it with Miss Walsh, where you were looking at different sounds and then answering some questions about the text. So it's going to be very similar layout to that this week. Okay, so our session 1, we are going to be concentrating on reading and spelling and writing some words. Is to read and write words with the different ow sound in. Okay, so your first job, I would like you to think about 2 different ways to write the sound ow. So think back to your phonic lessons. What 2 different ways can you write the sound ow? I'll just give you a bit of time to write those down. Okay, you could have also paused there if you didn't have enough time. Right, we should have written down, sorry, they were further down than I thought. We should have O and a U, which in phonics we know is ow, shout it out. And we also have an O and a W, and that's ow, brown cow. So hopefully, as you wrote those down, you were thinking of those little rhymes to help you. Okay, right, we're just going to look at those on a speed sound chart. I'm just going to get my highlighter. Okay, so last time I know you've looked at A and E. I wonder if any of you can spot ow before me. Give you a bit of time. Can you find it? Oh, I found it. I'm going down here, and oh, here they are. Okay, hopefully, I expect some of you were a bit quicker than me. We've got ow, shout it out, and ow, brown cow. And those 2 are on there because they use, these are the only 2 ow sounds that we use in this English language. I know before half term, for A there were a lot more, okay, and E there were some more as well. But these are the only 2 we're going to be concentrating on for ow, okay? So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to read some words. We're going to start, like Miss Walsh said before half term, now you're at this point in year 2, you don't need to Fred talk it. If you don't need to, you can just Fred in your head. Okay, so we're just reading these words. I'll give you a little bit of time, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to do it a little bit faster. So just give you time to read that word. Try and do it in your head. And we should have said cloud. There's our ow sound. Cloud. Cloud in the sky. Read it. Shout. Shout it out. There's our ow sound. Frown. Sometimes when you're not very happy about something, you might make a frown with your face and your eyebrows sort of point upwards. Frown. Owls. They're lovely birds. I love hearing the owls. And we've got ow, brown cow there. Or a bit of a longer one. Rounded. Hopefully we spotted that we've got a suffix at the end there, our ed suffix that we've used in lots of our spellings recently. Rounded. The ball is rounded, so we can roll it. Rounded. Towns. There are lots of towns in England. Mouth. We all have a mouth. Bit of a longer one. Sunflower. Sunflower. Lovely flowers they are. Bound. Bound. That's when something, you're walking, running, you leap. It's more like a leap. Okay. Outside. Cowboy. Some of you might be reading these quicker than me, but I want to give you a bit of time and then we'll be a bit quicker tomorrow. Shower. Okay. Right, hopefully tomorrow we'll be a little bit quicker with those. Okay. Right, what we're going to do now is we've got a bit of text, a little bit like the ones we had before half term. Okay. And what we're going to do is I'm going to have a read of it now. You might want to pause it and have a read of it yourself because you will be doing that again in a moment. Okay. It doesn't hurt to read things twice because it helps you to understand it a little bit better. Okay. So this one is called The Downs. Just gonna, sorry, that pen's shaking. So let's see if that's The Downs. Close to our town are the Downs. Last week I went there with Pat Brown. We sat on the ground near a field of cows and had a picnic. Later there were lots of clouds. It was getting dark. I heard a loud sound come from the top of a tree. I opened my mouth and let out a loud shout. I jumped up, ran quickly down the hill, across the meadow, and all the way home. Pat came round the next day and said, "It was only an owl, a big brown owl. You are silly." I wasn't very brave. I wasn't very proud. Okay. Now, some of you might be thinking what the Downs are. I actually have a place called the Downs right near where I live, and it's just a big open bit of grass where you can go and sit, have a picnic, have a walk. You might do some exercises there. You might ride your bike. There's lots of space, so there's lots of things to do there. So your job, just like last week with the text, is to go through the text. So you'll need to read it again and look out for all the words with our owl sound in. So I'm just going to show you the first one that I spotted, The Downs. It's in the title, our word with our owl sound in, Downs. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go through the whole text. You might want to highlight them like I have or underline them. Okay, and then after you've done that, you need to have a go at giving a little title for owl, shout it out, little title for owl, and then write the words you found. And look, there's my one I've just found. I've written that under owl, brown cow because it's got my O and W. So I want you to make a list of all the ones you find with owl, shout it out, and all the ones you find with owl, brown cow. Make sure you spell it correctly. Okay, because this is make sure we're spelling things correctly to help us with our spellings. Okay, so there we go, there's our first task, and there is a separate little video for the comprehension questions afterwards. Have fun.